What's going on YouTube? Today you got what are you doing, dude?
sorry.
What's going on YouTube? Today I got you guys a fire movement tutorial. I want to work really hard on this for you guys, as you know you guys have been asking in the comment section constantly within the past couple weeks, and today I'm going to be showing you all the basic advanced movement and flashy movement text that any big time content creator or streamer you see nowadays uses. And let's get right into the video. Before we start, I just want to mention a couple things regarding the video and the channel. I want to thank you guys so much for 8,000 subscribers. I never would have thought in a million years that I would have made it this far in my YouTube content creation journey. So thank you so much, all of you that have made a positive impact on me and others regarding this channel's journey. Most importantly, if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns regarding what I explained today, please feel free to comment below, as I will get back to everyone in a timely manner. I hope you all find this video helpful and entertaining. Now let's get back to the video. Rex, introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm RexFryin. As you can tell, I'm an iridescent player. All these moves will work against me and the bots in your games.
So the first movement mechanic is going to be slide canceling. Depending on the play style that you play, this can be used for mouse and keyboard or controller. This year's tech, it's not like Warzone 1 where it was slide jump slide or slide jump. This year it's just slide jump. So as you can see on my controller, I play tactical with 2 paddles on a PS5 scuff controller. So I would tap slide, jump, slide, jump, slide, jump. Do it, Rex.
Got the nice little slide, jump, and if you don't have paddles and you don't have your jump button close to you, you can also play tactical bumper jumper. It's what I play with to this day, even with paddles. It's something that I've gotten used to, and it's pretty easy.
The next movement mechanic we're going to be going over today is the basic movement mechanic called Dropshotting. I'm sure you guys have heard it. It's been in COD for God knows how long. The best way to describe it is it just changes the line of visibility in the middle of a gunfight on an opponent, or you could do it in a preliminary fashion before getting into a gunfight to catch your opponent off guard. For instance, if I'm laying right here and I know Rex is going to be coming around this corner, it'll catch him off guard that I'm laying down like this, as to whereas I'm just standing up and shooting. Or if I'm in the middle of a gunfight and he's shooting at me, I can drop and shoot like that. When it comes to mouse and keyboard or controller, for mouse and keyboard, it usually just has to do with whatever keybind that you choose in the middle of a gunfight while you're shooting. You'll just drop, shoot. For controller, for me, since I play tactical, I would be pressing down on the right analog stick and aiming at the same time. So if Rex were to go and challenge me, I would just drop down like that, just like that. Another COD classic movement technique that's been around since I don't know how long is Jumpshotting. So as I'm shooting at my opponent, I know not everyone has paddles or is on mouse and keyboard, but as for me, using paddles, I'm able to press my back right bumper, which is set to my A button, and shoot at the same time. So if I were to aim in and shoot, I would shoot and jump. There's really no such thing as B-hopping this year. They took the B-hopping effect out. Although, as you guys will see in this clip, the devs have hinted towards eventually bringing it back.
It's not there right now, and we're looking at bringing it back in some fashion.
That will go and eventually maybe bring B-hopping back. But till then, I would just consider it jump shotting, as it still is an effective movement technique to win gunfights against opponents, but it's not what the MW 2019 B-hopping was.
And also, if you use my settings, since you don't have the paddles and you're playing on controller, you can easily use your left bumper to jump and win your gunfights. It's just as easy, if not easier.
The next movement mechanic we're going to be going over today is strafing. It's another movement mechanic that's been around in FPF games since probably the beginning of FPF games, if I can remember. But did I say FPF games?
Yeah.
Anyways, since the beginning of FPS games, strafing, a movement mechanic, has been around since God knows how long. And in my opinion, in this year, they buffed strafing and is a very viable movement mechanic that can also be used for different combos, as we'll go over later on in the advanced movements portion of this video. Strafing is simple. When you're ADSing and shooting at your enemy, you take your left stick on controller or on mouse and keyboard. I believe it would be A and D, depending on what you use. I'm sure everybody used WASD. And just move left and right while shooting. So from my POV shooting Rex, it would just be like this. which also gives you an advantage because rotational aim assist is so overpowered this year. You notice if Rex run across my screen without strafing, the game doesn't pull towards him. Now if I move back and forth, notice how the game kind of locks onto him. I won't even touch the right. It's just I'm not even touching the right analog stick. Run back and forth again, Rex. It's broken this year. As you can see, I'm not touching the right analog stick at all. Just moving around, strafing. And then you can see from Rex's POV. Go ahead, Rex. Strafe. That's what it looks like. Kind of does a little head nod, and it gives you extra. This next segment, we're gonna go over centering. I think it's a very underrated movement mechanic. I guess you could call it a movement mechanic, but I've touched this so much, whether you're on mouse and keyboard or on controller, on centering perfectly where your upper torso or head of where an enemy's body might be at all times. So if I think there's an enemy right in here, instead of looking down and then looking up and shooting at Rex in the corner like this and then looking, I'm gonna keep my center dot stable the entire time, guessing where I think the enemy's going to be. So here, right here, he's dead. So instead of this, keep your head up the entire time. Shoot. I'll do it one more time. Not this. This. Now this is Rex's POV. If you were to be challenged from around this corner, he's going to show what it looks like to center onto somebody that they might be, depending on the situation of the gunfight. In the kill cam, he keeps his centering up, challenges the corner, and he's already centered on to lock onto the target and make the gunfight easier. Moving on to the advanced movement section. The first movement mechanic I'm going to be going over is the U-slide. Honestly, my personal favorite. I think it's one of the only things that competes with kind of getting aim assist taken away from your opponent. Not so much. It only works sometimes. So a U-slide is basically, if I have an opponent like Rex right in front of me, and I'm going to be coming across his screen laterally, or even in front of him, instead of just sliding and shooting, I'm going to slide right into his POV and go back the other way laterally. So for instance, I'm going to be running towards Rex, slide away. Obviously we don't have stim boost right now because it's not Warzone, but as you can see in this next POV, here's me doing it to a streamer.
Aquí, ¿cómo? Tú, pendejo, ¿cómo te llamas?
Here's another rep of me doing the U-slide. Slide in. Now, usually when you do that to someone on controller, it will break aim assist sometimes, not all of the time, depending on what they're doing. If they're standing still, it's going to break aim assist. But if they're moving around and they're decent, they're still going to be able to hit their shots more than as someone who's complacent. Not going to work 100% of the time, but the U-slide is still effective to winning gunfights. Comes in from an angle laterally, slides in, and backs away. The next movement mechanic we're going to be doing, called the Fadeaway. Another one of my personal favorites in this new integration of Warzone. It's very similar to the U-slide, but instead of coming in laterally into their POV and away, you're still fading away, but it's more of a lateral, like making a U. The fadeaway is you're in their line of view the entire time, it's aim assist, and you fade away backwards. Instead of being lateral, like a U slide, it would be straight up in front, jump backwards. As you can see in this next clip, you'll see me do it to a streamer, like this.
Bro, there's no way, and it's the same fucking cheater too. Got movement hack on too.
So the next movement mechanic we're going to be going over is the slide drop shot. I feel like this is most effective coming around corners, especially where you can hear an audio cue of where they're coming from. It'll catch them off guard, change their line of view. So The best way to describe this is you're usually going to come around a corner where keeping your crosshairs where you think an enemy is going to be, or when you see them, keep them directly on the target. When you slide, as soon as you slide, pull your left stick back and drop shot all at the same time. When you slide, drop shot. Instead of just being complacent and running and dropping and shooting, you're usually going to want to come laterally with your weapon. This works both for mouse and keyboard and controller. Obviously, you slide laterally, drop shot. So Rex is standing over there. I know he's coming from this way. Just slide around this corner, drop shot. So I'm coming to chow around this corner towards Rex. Slide, drop shots. See, he's chowing from over there. Comes at a lateral angle. Slide, drop shot. So the next movement mechanic we're going to be going over is, in my opinion, for this year, my personal favorite, side strafe. I feel like it's really effective in close range gunfights just because of the fact that your body does move a little bit laterally now in the upper torso from your enemy's POV. Because of that, you can effectively go and combo this with 3 different patterns. I have the slide strafe jump shot, and the slide lateral jump shot. I will show you examples both of me doing it, Rex doing it, and the enemy's POV from a TTV clip of me doing it. So the best way to describe it is when I go to slide in towards an enemy and engage in a gunfight, I'm going to slide and strafe immediately. This gives me more aim assist because of rotational aim assist, and it throws the enemy off guard. So instead of me just sliding in and shooting, if I'm going to engage in combat with an enemy, I'll slide, strafe, and jump, which would be leading into the slide strafe jump shot, as you can see in this clip right here. Bro. You're going to come around this corner, slide, and strafe. It gives you more aim assist, and it throws your enemy off guard. If I'm going to bust through this door and I think that an enemy is going to be over here and I engage into a gunfight, break through this door, slide strafe jump shot.
You got reinforcements inbound.
Oh my fucking god, bro. Who is this? Waffle House. Then he know him right here. Hey, yo.
Hunt them down.
Oh my god, dude.
Oh, say less. Can't wait to break the camera.
Firing up, slides to the doors, and jump shots. The next movement mechanic we're going to be going over is snaking. It's the most loved and hated movement mechanic, I feel, in the contemporary world of Call of Duty. It's very effective, very overpowered at times, especially in a gunfight where you're backed into a corner and you have something you can use as a heady. You can use any object. As you can see right here, kind of moving in a circular motion. If you're playing tactical, and all you're doing is just pressing the right analog stick down or whatever keybind or button you use to lay down, and then pushing the attack sprint button to get right back up. And if you see from Rex's POV, go ahead, Rex. He's just poking his head up and down constantly. Go ahead, Rex, you can kill me. Very overpowered, very hard to fight. The only counter in a close range gunfight to this is taking an angle wide. So if I notice that my enemy is snaking me, I'm obviously not going to do it. Unless, you know, they do that. And you just keep there and shooting, but odds are they're going to hit their shots a lot faster than you are, snaking their head up and down like that. So if an enemy is snaking me, and I'm in a close range gunfight, long range you usually want to disengage, as you're not going to have very many chances to be able to get into a better gunfight to put you in a better advantage. But if I notice my opponent is snaking me, I'm going to immediately go and try to take the angle wide to take away that snake away from him. He's not going to have enough time to get around the barrier to try to go and keep that distance between me and him, in between that object. So if he's snaking me, take the angle wide. If he does it again, you can come back the other way. Does it again, come back the other way. Does it again, come back the other way. And usually in a situation like this, you don't want to ADS immediately. Hip firing this year is a lot better than it has been in years past. So you're going to want to be able to take advantage of that, especially with SMGs. Take the corner, take the corner wide and hip fire. Like this.
Okay.
See, I'm snaking him. Puts me in a worse position. I don't know. Last but not least, which I also feel is a key point when it comes to snaking, using snaking in a kind of defensive mechanism. If you're plating or regaining against someone who caught you in a bad position, you can actually snake and plate at the same time to kind of get info on your enemies who are pushing you or shooting at you. Be able to live mark, do whatever you need to do in order to go and stay alive.
Disregard that. Hide it here.
Can't see shit with this iron sight. Look like a fucking AI.
Next mechanic, using snaking. I like to call it snake taps. I think it's a very effective way to engage in a gunfight, especially if you're low health and fighting multiple people at once. Usually if you have 4 people chasing you at one time and you're behind a barrier stuck in a corner, you don't want to mag dump into one person at a time. If you put separate bullets into each individual, it will usually cause them to panic unless they're just absolutely full sending you. So doing this is an effective way to go and save bullets, but also kind of keep as much health as possible before you're up close and into a real gunfight. An example of this would be like this. Here's Rex's POV of him doing it too.
Jesus Christ. I'm washed.
The next movement mechanic is called shouldering. It's a very situational movement mechanic. Whenever you're stuck in a situation where you're regaining, or you're trying to put yourself in a better gunfight or cut your enemy off guard, you find any barrier as small as this little pole right here and shouldering back and forth, which kind of screws with your enemy's POV, and eventually you can pick a side and fight. Here's me doing it in a POV right here.
Oh, the motherfucker is weird.
He's just stimming everywhere, bro.
I'll redo this for you.
The next mechanic we're going to be going over is called shoulder baiting. This one is very heavy on audio cues as well and getting your timing down. So usually you want to use this one when they're fighting multiple people at once or you're hurt and you need to regain. You'll slide into cover. It's usually one way. So I'll slide into cover right here. I'll keep shouldering while my enemy is pushing me, and as my enemy gets closer, I'll come around wide and shoot him. Slides behind the corner, keep shouldering, comes wide.
I didn't really shoulder you.
Next one of the COD favorites, ego challing. You can use any of these advanced movement techs that I've showed you so far. The ego chow. This can be from coming around the corner. This can be when you're running away, come back through the door. This is usually when you're hurt. That's what ego challenging is. Usually when you're very weak and your enemy doesn't think you're going to challenge, you're going to try to regain. You can door play out of this, etc. If my enemy's chasing me and I'm weak, Rex is chasing me right now, he has me very weak. I'll catch him when I don't expect it, come back through and ego challenge.
Okay. Broke. Open his window.
Nick chasing one. Oh, that nigga broke the shit out of me.
Say Rex has me weak right here. I bust through the door. I run to cover. Wait. Challenge. Next movement mechanic isn't really a mechanic to go and gauge into a gunfight. It's more so thirsting an enemy in Warzone. I think it's a very underrated movement mechanic, and it has a bad rap because of movement players. It's not a bad thing to do, and it can be used for very logical reasoning, I feel like, especially if you're fighting multiple people at once. Say I were to knock Rex, right? And I know there's enemies in here, and I want to be able to get this thirst to get my teammates back, or I just want to get the thirst because I want to get the thirst. Numerous reasons why. Instead of just throwing a throwing knife at him and standing up straight, I'm going to slide cancel and throw the throwing knife at the same time, which will keep my momentum and my sprint going, which can also throw the other enemies and his teammates off. Like this. Slide, throwing knife.
He pushing, he here? God damn it, man, what the fuck he got going on? Oh, you got him. Yo! He's wild. Oh, shit. You're lucky I threw that first.
The next move mechanic we're going to be going over is called, I like to call it the hipfire redirect. This is really good in really close gunfights. Once again, abusing the fact that this year's games, especially with SMGs, have very good hipfire. If I know an enemy's coming around a corner or just in any close range gunfight for that matter, instead of going and just going like sliding in and shooting, 3, 2, 1, go. I slide in towards him, and at the last second, I redirect back the way that I came. So we go in 3 steps. What you do is first, you take the angle wide at the same time that he is. And as I'm sliding into him or around him, he's going to be progressively looking at me or going to look at me. And as he's going to shoot and look at me, you pull your left stick back the other way that you came. Redirect the other.
Adjusting prices.
Another one. Oh my god.
I downed them too.
You're losing ground. Move it. Failure ain't fatal.
The last movement mechanic, another fan favorite. I like to abuse this mechanic a lot, is door playing. There's many variations of using doors to your advantage. The first one is, say an opponent is chasing me. The Rex is chasing me this way. I'd come this way, come back through and break his camera. So say I would be chasing him, through, he runs back the other way, I redirect again, open the door and break his camera again. Kind of like playing figure 8s. Doors can really break your opponent's camera and throw your enemy off guard. You can see right here, playing figure 8s. I got ya. Now, for our last segment, flashy movement. One of my personal favorites for flashy movement is playing taps. A lot of times I'll do this to warm up against bots or with friends before going and playing games. Is just playing taps. Really focus on hip firing and redirecting. This is what Rex did to me. Tapping with one bullet over and over again. If you do this to your opponent, it can really throw them off, especially if you don't feel they're that good. This time, more on playing taps, redirecting back and forth, which is the next movement mechanic as well. And playing taps can kind of.
What's going on? Oh, you got him. Yo!
No, this nigga did not shit on me again, bro. Fuck! You're not better than me, nigga! I guess that fucking Uzi's better than a ERM.
You can see right there, I redirected a different way that time than what Rex thought I was going to challenge. So you can go vertical, you can go horizontal, you can spin in circles. An example of this could be I could play taps this way and fade away back the other way. I could play taps this way and keep going in a vertical sense. Toy around, and honestly you just kind of have to react to the situation of the gunfight at hand. Knowing your opponent, what gun they have, the situation, what part of the map that you're in, all play a part as to how you're going to redirect. So let's say for instance I see Rex is running vertical at me, I can play taps and then redirect forward again. It's going to throw his aim assist and his POV off guard from what he originally thought I was going to do. My voice cracked right there.
But I could tell. Water!
The last of the flash move we're going to be explaining today is 360ing, the 360 B hops, all of the crazy stuff that you see a lot of people do. as you can see in these clips right here.
You're not fucking good, you stupid bitch.
I was shooting with a fucking knife.
I'm dead. Like, how do they know I'm here? Tell me that.
That's what I'm
Tell
saying.
me that.
What the fuck? That weak ass shotgun, bro.
On me, bro. Yeah, this motherfucker's stream sniping me.
When it comes to this year in Warzone, desync is very bad, as opposed to as just the movement is not where it should be in general. When it comes to flashy stuff, anybody that you see, all your favorite movement creators, all your favorite Warzone streamers, competitive players, etc. When it comes to all the majority of the flashy stuff that you see, it's very trial and error and spontaneous. I feel like there really is no cheat code or guide to doing that kind of stuff. It's kind of just a feel into what is in your arsenal. First, I want to give a special thanks and shout out to my boy Rex for helping me with this video. I really do appreciate you.
Appreciate you, goats.
Next, I want to thank you guys so much for 8.4K. You guys mean the absolute world to me. And I honestly never would have thought I would have made it this far in my content creation career. So thank you guys so much for the love. You guys mean so much to me, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video, for one. For two, I hope you guys learned something today, and I hope I helped you guys out. Whether you're on mouse and keyboard or controller, anything that I taught you guys today or reiterated to y'all can be used at any point in time on both inputs. And thank you so much, and I love you all.